First of all, it couldn't be your fault. When this life of mine will fall, it will always be my call. Trying to throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me? I thought, what age are we? It's warm outside, and we all want shine. Bet you nobody in the city could stay in the crib this time. Whoa, got pics on the way like a vacay. Shoot photo with an AK. Got friends by my side, trying to have a great day. Then I wonder why they throw shades. Yeah, but it's all on me. Let them roam free like a European. Yeah, see me pick up the phone like I'm trying to haul a home, starting to act like E.T. Yeah, rock them shades, now they can't see me. Trying to run away, but I'm not speedy. Need no fake, I just want what's real, and I ride that way till I'm free. Yeah, throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. No rage.
Evening.
Good evening. How is one?
I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Sun's back out again.
We've cocked up tonight, haven't we?
Well, what we're done?
Liverpool Everton, isn't it?
Okay, I thought I'd missed something.
Yeah. Last week's show, good and wanted.
It was, yeah, with Dan and David. Yeah,
Claps, good products. Dan.
Yep.
When he got technical with Lee.
Yeah, I know.
How do you like cheese?
I'm still disappointed in Lee with that.
Not liking cheese.
I know, I've never heard that before. I mean, if you're lactose intolerant or something, I'll let you off. But just not liking cheese. I love cheese.
Who have we got on, Shane?
Well, first of all, we've got a lovely gentleman called Robert, who I think you know quite well, don't you?
Might do a little bit.
I think you met him before.
I think I have, a couple of times.
Yeah. And then after, we have a very special guest in Marc.
From America, mate.
I know. We're getting international.
Grand Adventures. Fantastic YouTube channel, mate. Got a lot of followers. He just never hesitated. We asked him, come on. He was like, yeah, of course we do.
Yeah. No, it looks, his videos are absolutely spot on. Makes me want to go over there.
If you want to get in touch with us, ask questions, dead simple. You can go onto Twitter at Caravans and Campers at SY45RP. Follow me and I'll follow you back. Also on Instagram, the Motorhome Man. And you can also email us as well, Shane.
Yep. The Motorhome Show at gmail.com.
Yeah. Oh, you owe me £20.
I do? Why?
For the Claps products.
Okay.
It was Towing the Tin, one of the products, mate.
Okay, very good.
So, yeah, Towing the Tin. And Claps have sent them out as well. And they did send a nice message, say thank you. Least we could do, isn't it, really?
No. To be fair, they are very good products, aren't they? And for whoever wasn't watching last week, it is Colapz, COLAPZ is how it's spelled. Well, go and have a look, and you'll actually find a lot of them very handy. It's the sort of thing that you didn't realise that you needed, but you do.
Well, once he explained them to us, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Let's get some shout-outs, mate.
Yep. Okay.
Jim Page, evening, guys. That week went by quick. Don't they go quick, Shane, from Sunday to Sunday?
You know what? That week did go incredibly quick, and I don't really know where it went.
Which week?
This week just gone. I don't know how it's gone so quick. Well, there we go.
Teresa Timms. Hi, everyone. Volkswagen. Oh, it's Phil. Evening. Slow down, Shade. Good evening, Jason Shade. Hi, everyone. Lisa and Phil. Motorhome Life of Hank and Marvin. Evening, all. Mark L. Evening, everyone. Lee and Laurie. Evening, all. That could be hard to say, couldn't it? Lee and Laurie.
Yeah.
Martin Sills. Hi, guys. Hope you're okay.
It's like the old red lorry, yellow lorry. Say that as fast as you can. Yeah.
Dirty Trucker again, he's here. Yeah, Sunday night is here at last. I take it nobody watches the football then, do they?
What time does it start?
It's on now, mate. I can give you, if you want, I can actually give you a live update as it's going.
The Stoke Jim White.
It's 0-0. Russ Finn, evening all.
Here's the prize winners.
Towing the tin. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, let us know if you got that. Towing the tin.
Did you get an haircut? Yeah, don't ever let a 13-year-old girl cut your hair.
It doesn't look bad, actually. It looked better than the one that you got the other week.
Well, she's getting better, isn't she, I suppose?
I mean, it's a hard canvas to work with, but...
Ooh.
Ooh.
Chris Bowden, evening. Dirty Trucker, evening, gents. Hope you're both well and had a good week at work and home. How's your week been, Shane?
It's been all right. We've bought quite a few more this week, which is good. So we're just collecting a few at the moment. We've got, what we got? We've got at least, I think we've got 3 more in the next couple of days.
For pick-up next week?
Yeah. And I think,
how many did you pick up last week?
I knew you was going to ask me that. I think 7, 8.
That's a good game, mate.
Yeah, and I think we'll have similar this week. I think, once we're back on the course tomorrow, we'll pick up a few more. It would be good.
Auction's on at the end of the month, isn't it? BCA auction.
I think 29th, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it just black ore stuff?
Yes. And I think that's just to keep them happy because they've always got the cars going through.
Yeah.
And they will. I don't think they'll be very happy if it doesn't go on. How's your week been?
It's been a tough one this week, mate. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's been a tough one. I'm not geared up to do a lot of business. That sounds bad, doesn't it?
Well, it's just unprecedented amounts of work, like amounts of vehicles sold.
Yeah, nothing's gone right. It's been a tough week, but hey-oh, couple of days off, dust myself down, move on, let's go, let's rock and roll next week. So, yeah, just nothing seems to have gone right this week, mate, to be honest with you.
No.
Well, you have them. Yeah.
I spoke to a guy called Harry from Wellsbridge Motorhomes the other day, and he's almost a bit nervous because of how good it's going. So I don't feel comfortable with this at all. Because he's gone from 70. I think he said he's gone from 75 down to about 35.
It is what it is. You've just got to work a bit harder, Shane.
I know.
So that's all it is.
Yep.
Some more shout outs, mate.
Yep. Far away. I'm
the
ahead of you.
Beckwiths, good evening. You're on the ball tonight, aren't you?
I know I am, yeah.
Rosie Fun and Games, evening, lads. The Caravan Place, at least you didn't have to cut all your hair off. How are you doing, Marc? How are you coping? If you can, Marc, just let us know how your week's been in the comments, mate. Towing the tin, and they are great, thank you. That's the Collapse products, Shane.
Yep.
Philbo, hello, guys. Been enjoying your content. Thanks very much, Philbo. Lee and Laurie, send the boys round. Jason Shane, owe you money. Mark Hill, hi guys. I would give you a shout out on YouTube, but won't load up my second blog. Oh,
is that very good?
Oh,
you'll get there.
Yeah.
Try Google Chrome if that might work a bit better for you. So, I don't know what you do use, but some are a little bit more hospitable to them than others.
What do you mean by that? How's he loading up?
So I use all Apple products, and the Safari is the main window, if that makes sense. But Google Chrome just seems to work better with everything because obviously it's a Google product for a start. YouTube,
right? I see.
It just seems to be catered for it a bit more.
Right. Kobe the Camper. Hi, Hall. Hi, Kobe. Steve Paget. Hi, guys from Kidderminster. Yeah, that's it. We did that before, didn't we? Put where you actually are at the moment as well. Bob Earnshaw. Evening, guys. Good to see you both again. Good to see you, Bob. And I see Next Stop Everywhere has designed your nice little logo there, mate.
I did see that, yeah.
I saw that the other day as well. It's quite nifty, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. He's doing good there. He's good at the design, isn't he?
Yeah. Shall we get one off him?
Yeah.
Might as well, have we?
Hmm.
Vincent Heaton, good evening from the Republic of Ireland. Jim Page, Jace, good film on fixing the solar panel. Thank you very much. I did a video on solar panels and uploaded it last week, Shane.
I know. I watched it.
On how to do a solar panel.
And did it work in the shade?
Of course it does. I did it, did I? No thanks, don't do football, Greg. Have you watched any of the football, Shane?
I watched Derby play the other day. Bits of. While I was watching Motorhomes down on Saturday.
Have you watched any of the Premier League?
I watched the first couple of minutes to a game the other day.
Here's the question. Do you prefer noise or do you prefer no noise? I mean crowd noise.
I think as a change, I'd probably say, well, generally, yes, noise, but it's nice to hear the comments coming out of the players and everything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
picked up bits where you can hear the goalkeeper talking to the defence and so on. Yeah,
I noticed that the Tottenham goalkeeper was quite vocal, actually, organising his squad. So it is good to hear that side, actually. But it's strange.
It is.
Atmosphere is a big thing, though, isn't it, in football? Well, in any sports.
I still don't quite understand why you've got 22 players on the pitch, but the subs are sat 3 seats apart. Anyway, that's a different.
Yeah, that is a different one. I tell you what, you had a good result, didn't you, Saturday?
I did, yes.
Millwall.
A little bit in contention as well.
Yeah. Martin Sills, only watched the Red Imps Lincoln City. You ever been to Lincoln City's ground?
Don't think I have, actually, no. No.
Terry the Tin, all received. Thank you, Collapse. Great products. Naomi Shingler, good evening, guys.
That name rings a bell.
Well, it does, doesn't it? Enjoyed your solar panel video, Jason. Thank you, Terry the Tin. You've had the products now, so...
Yeah.
Next week is next week, and it will be better.
Hopefully, people save the work on the computer and stuff like that this week that they spent all day doing.
Well, shall we get some more?
Yeah.
Leah Laurie, hello, Al BB. You've done it again, Shane, haven't you? You've got involved in people chatting away.
I know I have. Trying to catch you out.
Dirty Trucker, you find people selling their motorhomes to pay their bills, what they fall behind on. What do you think about that, Shane?
Not found anybody in that position yet. To give you an idea of the few people that have bought off this week, one was buying a house in Spain, which was completely off the charts of what I thought we'd have. I had a very sad one on Friday morning. She lost her husband to coronavirus, which wasn't a nice situation. Basically, he went to France in February to watch the rugby, and 2 weeks later, he sadly passed away.
Jeez.
So we haven't had many of them, but we've had a couple in this last week. But generally, it's people just not wanting to use them anymore. And a lot of them are through health because they don't. It's more end of life stuff for me, end of motorhome in life.
Puts it in perspective there, Shane, don't it? And he's me moaning about having a bad week.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's very. Like I said, a lot of the times that we do buy motorhomes, it is because of reasons like that, and for some reason that one was just a little bit more emotional than usual.
Yeah. I picked a few up that way as well. It breaks your heart, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah. And she's so strong with it as well. I think that was what made it just that little bit more.
You rang me up Saturday, didn't you? When I parked up. But here's the story, folks. I had to take the computer down to the computer shop on Saturday, and where I parked was opposite a vet's, and I parked up opposite this vet's, and I saw a couple get out. They were probably about 60s, and it looked like the daughter was probably around about 30, and she got a dog in her hands. And I saw the chap pulling at the dog, And I'm like, what's going on there? And he managed to get the dog off her, and he ran in, and then basically she broke down. And it cut me up, actually, Shane. And then you actually rang just after.
Yeah. No, I mean, that brought a tear to me.
Yeah.
Literally, to my head, I can't deal with that. I've got my little dog that sat next to me.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of pain out there at the moment, mate.
There is. Anyway, let's move on from that because
I'm depressed. Everyone on that. Sorry.
I know.
Okay, let's get some shouts out.
Okay.
Seen your solar episode the other day. Just wanted to know if the same semi-flexible panels are any good or not. It's that I have a pop top. Not sure how a rigid panel could be fitted to that type of roof.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, the flexible panels, I've never put one on because quite a few people say they're not as good as the rigid ones. You can get different size rigid ones as well. You probably won't get a 120 on. You might get an 80 or 100 on, to be honest.
Okay. Good answer.
Dirty Trucker, I use the YouTube app on the iPad or the phone.
Yeah.
Caravan Place, Marc, slowed down slightly on sales, but had run down on stock. Was out most days buying stock, and the same this coming week. Can't get vans out quick enough is the problem. Hard saying 4 weeks before having the van. Yeah, I bet you I'm going to lose a caravan out, though, have you, Marc?
But yeah, I mean that's probably why it has slowed down on sales, because there's less to sell. Makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Terry the Tim, I had a problem with my fourth vlog last week. It was just over 50 minutes, so YouTube would not allow it until I verified my account with them. I haven't had any problems, Shane, have you?
No, not really, no.
Steve Edwards, hi guys from Lincolnshire. Mark Hill on Chrome, which just seems to freeze. We're turning into Microsoft here, aren't we? Get your technical questions in. Anything to do with Google, Chrome. Yeah, good evening, folks. Running late, feeling great. Down for the children. We had a great chat last week, didn't we, with him?
We did, yeah. It was good.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. Do you know what I'm going to miss, mate?
What?
And it sounds really selfish on me. I'm going to miss when actually the campsites do open. And I'll tell you why. I'm based on a holiday park.
Because you've got to talk to people.
No, not just that. And when they open again, obviously we're based on a holiday park. Do you know what I love? My dinner hour.
Right.
Where I can sit outside. It's peaceful. I've got 30 bloody acres to myself. It's peaceful. It's quiet. Me and Kevin are sitting there. We're listening to the birds. We can listen to everything. We're listening to the crows argue and all that. And we've got this plane app as well, so we can see what planes are coming over.
Yeah.
So with that, because we're by Shawbury as well, you've got the RAF helicopters and everything. So I'll be going like, hey, Kev, beat this. I've got a Chinook. Look at that. But it's just that 1 hour, matey. It's been because normally when the campsite's not busy, it's normally wintertime. So that's when we're inside.
Yeah.
Basically. But it's been lovely just sitting there and just listening to nature, because everywhere just seems so lush at the moment, mate, when you're driving around the countryside. Have you noticed?
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so let's find out when the campsites and what's happening with the campsites, mate.
Yep. Now, just something I just wanted to point out in the comments, which Marc has just said, which is news, I think, over this weekend. So you can go outdoors or got into administration.
Go outdoors. Oh, that's the tent place, isn't it?
Yes. Do a lot of accessories for I guess, bikes, walking boots, all that sort of stuff, haven't they? Don't they?
You would have thought they'd have been more geared up online, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And funnily enough, that is something that somebody told me the other day. Halfords have about run out of bikes to sell.
Oh, I'll tell you that as well. First hand, me and Lily.
Yeah.
Me and Lily went round Halfords today. We went round to have a look for a bike, and it's normally upstairs, full of bikes, right?
Yeah.
None. Did me favour.
Yeah. Save you some money. But if you think about it, if there's all these new motorhomes and caravanners and so on, plus the people who want to get fit, family of 4 people getting a motorhome, they're probably going to buy 4 bikes, aren't they? To go away in the caravan with.
Yeah.
Or motorhome.
Didn't the government do a grant or something, 50 quid? Something along that to encourage biking. Right, come on. Right, as you know, I'm based on a holiday park. I've actually loved it when it's been nice and quiet, but at the end of the day, we need to get the campsites open. And I'm based in Shropshire, which is a beautiful place. The campsite is a Lower Lacon Caravan Park. So let's bring the chap on who actually owns this. Shane?
How do?
How are you, Robert? You all right?
Yeah, not bad.
Right. So, Lower Lacon, how big is it?
We're 57 acres caravan park. So we've been going since 1974, and it's been in the Shingler family since then. They actually bought the land in 71. And back then it was just 30 acres. So no electric, no nothing.
How many pitches have we?
On the static side, we've got about 75. On the tourers, you've got just under 300, and about a third of those are seasons.
Big place, Shane.
It is, yeah. I've been there a couple of times, I think, in the past. But it's been in the family for a long time, hasn't it?
It has, yes. The original land, part of it was actually owned by my great-grandparents before it was compulsory purchased wartime.
Yeah.
So it was offered back to the family back when the army had finished using the site.
And it worked out great because I guess I put all the concrete bases down and everything like that, so it wasn't farming land anymore.
No, but it does make it hard work to put a peg in places. I've poured everything, so it makes it reasonably well drained. You don't ever sort of sink to the axle, but you need rock pegs for the main of the park.
What amenities are on there, Rob?
So we've got a swimming pool, a couple of bars, a shop, some guy that sells motorhomes, lots of animals, and a goodly amount of some excellent North Shropshire countryside and wildlife. It's
a beautiful area, Rob, isn't it?
It is. Takes a lot of managing, but yes.
Shropshire itself, though, Rob's a lovely, lovely place.
Yeah, there's lots to do around Shropshire.
Yeah.
You've got sort of market towns around and about us. Sort of, you've got obviously Wem just up the road, Whitchurch, Ellesmere, Market Drayton, Shrewsbury. So a few good market towns and places to go and see when you come.
I love it's September, isn't it, with the carnival?
Yes. Yeah.
Traditional, old school.
Yeah. First weekend in September. And I'm one of the marshals, which is a wonderful job, trying to explain to somebody that, no, you can't still go to the co-op because the carnival's in the way.
But it's the old school again, isn't it, with all the floats and and they go around in the day, and then at night all the music goes up another notch, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, they have sort of a normal day display. So that, as you say, traditional floats, walking, everything. The young farmers always do a good float. And then in the evening, they have mainly the same floats, but they light them up. So it's a different, more of the carnival sort of down south.
Yeah, and then you've got it's on the football pitch as well. You've got all the tombola stands and everything, haven't you?
Yeah, on the sort of the football pitch next to the swimming pool, you've got a lot of sort of anything from the local charity shops to sort of specialists in everything and anything, and lots of inflatables and stuff, lots of stuff for the kids to do. The fair's always in town for that weekend, so it's a good weekend all round.
Let's rewind a little bit, Rob. Let's just have a little bit of a rewind. Season's finished last year, October, November time. That's when you start to go to work, isn't it, on the campsite?
So in the summer, dealing with the guests and giving them a nice holiday, and that's where, in that sort of summertime, that's when you earn, obviously, the main of your money. So over the winter, you're spending that. So late last year, we suffered with floods.
That was a bad one, matey, wasn't it?
Yeah, it came into the shop. No units damaged in any way, but it's like you needed to move your motorhome smartish because they're the lowest part of the park. And but so over the winter, we'd already planned to do some extra drainage work as you do sort of the standard maintenance, and we had the tree surgeon that did an awful lot of work.
Yeah,
an awful lot of work. So we did some extra work because of the flood, recontouring your sales area so water could run off if it got to that sort of level.
It was a case of, Rob, okay, we got the flood, this ain't going to happen to us again.
Yes. It was trying to, because literally, if we could have saved 6 inches, it wouldn't have been in the building. So by recontouring your sales area and doing sort of other little bits and bobs further up the park, you perceive you weren't going to have the issue again. And then lockdown came along.
Well, I was just going to say that. Corona came.
Yeah.
Right at the start of the season.
So you spent all your money over the winter. All your profits from last year, you sunk in pretty much.
Just a quickie there before we do go on that, Rob. And that's what people don't see, mate. They don't see all the digging up you've done. They don't see all the work you've put in. They probably won't even notice that the trees have been chopped down, to be honest with you.
No, there's loads. And you do a lot of that because we've got a lot of trees, so a lot of maintenance needs doing. Nowadays, it tends to be we only do the sort of trimming, and anything more serious like that, you have to get professional, and it's beyond our skill level, and it's safety. It's much better for them to do it than us.
How good are they?
Very good, very quick. The sort of thing you think would take a day takes them a couple of hours.
Oh, Shade, watch a tree surgeon in action, matey.
Yeah. Because you think that you'll have a go at doing it yourself. And you think, oh, I don't need to spend that money then. But then you realise how long it's took you. And it's took you 10 hours more just for one little bit. And you just wasted. Yeah, that's right.
So it's like we do a small amount of trees that get in the way of pitches, but get the experts in for the big stuff.
Yeah.
So you spent all your dough, getting ready to open. Here we go.
Yeah. Before we got shut down, the start of the year, Feb wasn't bad. We had a good half term, and then it just sort of no bookings were coming in for Easter because there was coronavirus was in the background. So we were already losing bookings, and then the shutdown came along, and that wiped us out totally.
Completely, matey.
Yeah. And
so, how's it hit you then?
Well, as we'd said already, that you earn your money one year and spend it over the winter. Yeah. So we were expecting to be earning more. So when we first shut down, we had some other drainage work that was like, well, the park's shut. We needed to go across the main entrance to the park. So it was like, it's an ideal time. So get that done. It's not going to disturb the customers while we're doing it. But then, and we did sort of drainage on the book. We've dredged all the book from one end to the other, all the way through. So I can't see us having an issue, hopefully, fingers crossed, with it again. But I soon realised it's like, this isn't going to be open in a month. Because my mind was thinking, oh, it'll be a temporary closure. We'll be back up and running. So then we had to sort of pare it back because else we'd have run out of money. And we still needed that, even though you get the money back because we furloughed the main of the staff, you're getting the money back for that, but you get it back a month down the line. So,
and maintenance still got to get done, as well.
Yes, there's like all the customers, with a lot of the seasons, the holiday homeowners, they're cutting their own little bit of grass and a bit around them. So our normal maintenance has actually got more with not having any customers on site. So the grass cuttings actually got worse rather than easier, which didn't feel right as soon as you get your mind around it.
How the season has been? Have you been into contact with them? Or?
Pretty much all of them have been excellent. So there hasn't been any trouble at all. I've got a couple that are are stuffing themselves with what they obviously lost through coronavirus. So they'll be leaving us. And we've had a massive influx of people wanting to come and have a season. So at this point, it's hard to, I don't think it'll affect the seasons massively because we've already got a waiting list. But obviously, personal circumstances on some people, it's hard. It's been massively hard for us because the way we've had to get one of the government loans because we're too big to get one of the normal sort of grants that they were giving out. With that, a little bit too large.
I think with the seasons and everybody else, they can't. It's nobody's fault.
Yeah, but this is how they're acting. They're not blaming us or anything. They just want to know, when can we come back? Can we come and do? And the government have made it quite clear on their sort of website that we've got to remain closed. I just would like a date.
They're not giving you anything, are they, Robert?
No. We're supposedly going to be in the wave that's the 4th of July, but that's all hearsay. And what we really want is actually them to say, even if they don't give us a date, if they say, you will need to do this to make the park safe.
You've been given no guidelines either, have you?
We've been given help from our trade association. They've given us a risk assessment type thing from sort of how to deal with coronavirus. But our specialist actual risk assessment guys that back us up all the time, they haven't released anything because they can't release it until the government give them the guidance.
Chicken and egg.
Yeah. And this is something that I've seen a lot of campsites owners that have been talking about. It's because they've had to put the dates back from the 4th of taking bookings because they won't have time to get everything done that the government is suggesting.
Yeah, this is it. We're going to be taking, or we are taking bookings via email, but it's only provisional from the 15th of July.
Yeah,
and we're taking it with no money because we don't know if we're going to be able to open on the 15th of July. We haven't been given the date.
Yeah, and it's not worth the hassle of having to refund everybody if it doesn't happen.
No, because people never remember it. The card companies charge you to receive it and then charge you to give it people back. So, although it might be only 25 quid, I actually would end up out of pocket. But it's just we desperately, desperately need proper guidance, proper firm what we're meant to do.
The annoying thing, Robert, is it's the perfect way to safe distance as well.
Yes. The fire eggs that you've got, you are already socially distanced. When it comes to the bars, the swimming pools and everything else, then that sort of might be a bit more hard. But a standard pitch, you're already socially distanced.
Yeah.
I've just seen a couple of comments in here, Shane. Do you want to bring them up? I've got a Jeff Foster I'm just looking at here. Third up.
Yep.
Yeah, Jeff Foster, here we go, Rob. Will more sites, especially your site, stay open this winter to recoup fees lost?
On the touring park, we're already a 12-month site. So we already do open all winter.
And I'm going to do a little bit of a plug here. Bonfire night at Lower Lacon is a cracking night. They just let a load of fireworks off for an hour. They always have a couple of bands on in the barn, and it's a really good night. And it gets busy, matey, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it's get to the bar before we stop letting off the fireworks.
I think you just buy about 10 grand's worth of fireworks, don't you? Just let them off.
It's a few £1,000s worth of fireworks, yes.
I bet that's actually fun for the year, isn't it? Yes.
I have to, with my wife, I get it. She counts my fingers out and counts them back.
Caravan Shorts, good question, Jeff. It would be good if they do, as getting away in the winter can be just as good.
And with the amount of people that have been buying motorhomes and caravans and so on, and because we missed half the season, I think it will carry straight through, which is great for the industry and the country that everybody's spending again within the country.
Yeah, we put in a load of pitches a couple of years ago that are the gravel pitches. They've got the heater inside the actual column, so you've got your own water and waste, and that tap shouldn't freeze. So they're ideal for the winter.
Yeah.
Leon Lorry, they're testing me tonight, aren't they? Leon Lorry. We heard last night that no campsite will open on the 4th of July with shared facilities, Rob.
I'm not sure where you heard that from, but I'm only really listening to what the government are saying. There's lots of sort of like the Sun has said, and then you find out that that was Ireland or in Wales. But like Wales are meant to be opening, but they've said, again, the no shared facilities. So statics would be able to open. And if you've got your toilet facilities in the caravan, yes, you'd be able to open. So what we're saying on our provisional bookings is that they've got to plan that we won't have a bar or eat bars, showers, anything. You've got to be totally self-contained. Obviously, that's the worst case scenario, and we don't really want to be in that boat. But another reason why we're not taking the money, because until we get the rules, we don't know what form we're going to open.
Hey, Arthur, let me throw something at you then. How do you think a campsite should operate then with social distancing in place?
The one that's going to always be hardest is the sort of going to the mate's gazebo to have a few pints or whatever. That one's going to be the one that's going to be the bad one.
Is that group bookings then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you come along with your family, then even if the toilet blocks are open, you can still limit, you as you go there, sterilize your hands on the way in with the gel, do what you need to do. Then physically you're washing your hands on the way out, so that there's a very limited chance of getting it. But if you're sitting round under the gazebo with your mates, passing cans round to each other and sitting, sort of scratch your face and all that sort of stuff, then that's much more dangerous to me. So it'll be people being sensible will actually be the one that makes everything safer.
This is a tough one here, Rob, because if you're taking group bookings, not just your site or any site, you're taking group bookings, all the mates are there together, they're all having a drink. It's hard to police that because you can't kick them off because they're already drunk.
Yeah, it's all, even before
this,
even before this, because a sensible camper knows the fact you have your few bevies. We all like a few bevies, let's be honest. That's half the reason that you go camping, because you don't need to drive. So you have your few bevies, but you do it early because the sun comes up, the kids get up, and you're going to have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning if you're lucky, maybe early if you're not. So you want to just get everything in early. Nobody wants the 2 o'clock in the morning party next to them, do they?
No.
Is that something that you're going to have to be a little bit spot on, really, with group bookings then?
Yes. It's like we are taking them, and we don't know how the social bubble scenario will change. But if we did have a problem, because you've got everybody's name and address, the whole tracing system for any issues that happened on a caravan park should be much easier than tracing what happened in Tesco's.
Yeah.
You don't take your name and address when you enter Tesco's, do you?
That's a great point, Shane.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. But yeah, I think campsites are perfect for it. I think.
Yeah, well, this last month, we know we've been dead. You've been here, but at least the statics that have got their own toilet facilities and everything else, I don't think would have had any problem with those. The same with tourers that have got their own facilities. It's only when we come into the toilet blocks, bars and other things that we start to be not necessarily any unsafer, but then we're getting into the same realms as going to the supermarket because it's the shared space.
Let's face it, people who buy static want to get away and not meet anyone anyway, don't they, really?
Yeah, some do.
Well, I mean, just going
side, some are here for the social side.
Yeah, I mean, just going back, I mean, obviously we've been allowed to travel and go to different places to go for walks for what, 2 weeks now, is it? Something like that? 2-3 weeks. I can't actually remember. So now the news came out the other day about Wales, didn't it? So they are now open to visitors from the 6th. Now I've just been reading into it a bit deeper. So they're open to visitors from the 6th of July, and the tourism businesses will be allowed to start taking bookings from the 13th.
And they were. I listened to I watched the YouTube of the Welsh minister, and it was self-contained hotels that did room service. If they had en suite, and they would do room service, so they could feed them in the room. Yeah, that sort of business, and the caravan park. But the way it was being said, that to me meant statics would definitely be okay. But if you were in a tent, because you're not self-contained, you haven't got. Yeah. But it might be that they go, if you bring a toilet tent, so you could be self-contained, that might be allowed. But this is the thing. And when the government did the green spaces thing, they put at the bottom of that caravan parks must remain, caravan and camping, I think it said, must remain closed, and also said about holiday homes and second homes that you weren't allowed to visit. So although they said you were allowed to go anywhere in the country, you couldn't come to the caravan park.
I've a couple of points there. Caravan shorts, it's the nail on the head, really. That's the point. People just need to be sensible. That's the point. We've got another one under there for Rob. Hi, guys. All these campsites have a great responsibility, and maybe the motorhomes will be the key to making this manageable. Not really. You've got caravans as well.
Well, yeah, I think he means both.
Most motorhomes are self-contained as well, aren't they? You've got little ones that haven't got the facilities, but most are all self-contained. So anything that's a self-contained unit, that's just as safe as being at home.
Yeah.
Last question here off Martin, I think I've just noticed. Sorry to say this, but if we don't open up fully for the sites, pubs, open football back to normal, we won't have an economy to come back to.
No, we've had to. It took us a while to get it sorted, but we've had to have an extra loan just in case, because as I said, we earn our money in the summer, and I don't think we're gonna get some back because we're going to be open in some form, but I don't think we're going to get anything like what we would have had in a normal year. So because the grants weren't available to us, that's what we've had to sort of put ourselves a bit more in debt so we can ride the storm.
An exclusive would be to make a motorhome only and track higher fee. Sounds a bit harsh, but it may work for some.
Yeah, because I mean, part of the self-containment, it doesn't. The Welsh minister, I don't think, even mentioned tents or anything like that, did they?
No.
It was literally caravans, motorhomes, holiday cottages, statics.
It's all the self-contained bit. But if they let you go with the toilet tent scenario, and as raising the pitch fees, to be honest, it's like I'd be happy to get customers in. I'm not going to raise the pitch fees, but I'm also can't really afford to drop them, because if I work that you're not allowed to have, well, we're not going to be able to have the facilities in the normal sense of it. I can't afford to go, right, you can have it for half price, because we're going to have much more costs, running costs, than we would have had anyway.
And the demand will probably be there as well.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, Rob, I don't think you should put the prices up, and I don't think you should drop the prices, are they?
No.
At all.
No, it's the service is going to be different, but we're going to have to, where we're not spending money on sort of running the pool, maybe, hopefully that's something I'd love to get back up. We'll be spending it on PPE instead.
Yeah. Folks, we really need to get these campsites open. You've seen with Robert as well, they've really struggled. The work still has to go on, maintaining the campsites and everything. I really think campsites are going to do really well, but we need to get them open. Rob, thanks for being on, mate. I really appreciate that. And I said to you, Shane, I really wanted to get Rob on to get the other side, and people don't see the other side. that it's just like, oh, we need to go camping, we need to go camping. These lads have struggled, not just Rob, everybody else throughout the country, or throughout the world, mate. They're struggling. And I don't know, I'm getting off my soapbox here, but we need to get these campsites open, Shane, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It just, like I said, we just need to get this country spending.
Yeah. And they will.
Yeah.
Different companies as well. It's not.
Sorry, Rob.
It's a lot of different companies. Some companies have actually done well out of it, but other companies like ourselves, it just shut you down.
Yeah.
Leisure in general, the leisure industry has been shut down.
It's like we started off, Rob. You spend all your money throughout the winter months maintaining, and then bang, you get a smack in the face.
Yeah, if this had have come in September, it wouldn't have made anywhere near the impact. You'd have just sort of been shutting down for winter anyway. Yeah. It came at the perfect storm for us. It was the perfect time. And then to add insult to injury, the weather was been gorgeous. It'd have been a great.
I know. That's the worst part about it, isn't it? It was. Just imagine how busy it would have been with the weather that we've had.
No.
Rob, thanks very much, matey, for being on. Once we get some updates, we could get you back on again, can't we?
Yeah, that's great.
Guidelines and everything. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Take care.
Thanks, Rob.
Goodbye, mate.
Okay, I've got the roving reporter from Anfield.
He's
probably fell asleep at the moment because there ain't an awful lot going on. And I'm getting abusive fingering at me. That didn't sound well, did it?
Did you just say? Did Lee just say it was 2-0?
Yeah. Come on, Lee. Get yourself on.
Evening, gents.
I got a text the other day, Shane. I'm coming on from 7:45 till 8. And I thought...
Perfect time in half time.
I've got about 25 questions here for you.
I've got about 430 here.
Have you? You better get firing them off quick.
Right, quick fire round.
All he's going to say is intermittent.
Need more details.
Yeah.
I keep looking up, mate. It's 0-0. There ain't an awful lot happening, is there?
Not really, no. It's like an early season game. Start of the season game. It's a bit.
Yeah.
We haven't got a full team out either, which I didn't expect. I expected him to play some of the.
Would it be better instead of playing at the stadium, just play on the park?
Well, yeah. Everton have got all this crowd noise going on at the ground, and you're thinking, I've never heard Everton that noisy when it's full.
You do know there is 2 channels on Sky you can swap over. You can have crowd noise and no noise. There's 2 channels on Sky. You've got one with crowd noise and one without crowd noise.
Doesn't bother me.
Bobby and Shaw, really interesting, Robert. Thanks for that. Great to get your perspective. Yeah, that's what I really wanted as well, to be honest with you. There's a nice comment there. Andrew, we'll be definitely visiting your site this summer. Andrew, you have sympathy. So we've got Robert one booking, haven't we? We're all right. Yeah. Martin Sills. Hi, Lee. So,
hi, Martin.
Let's talk about preparation, because the campsites are going to be opening. When they open, we need to prep. Let's talk about prep.
Yeah.
Getting your van ready, mate.
Yeah, getting your van ready. Like you say, hopefully. Banning from the page.
I would say that. You've serviced his van, haven't you?
Not yet. There'll be some faults with that one.
We can't have report.
Yeah. The season's about to resume, should I say, because it was up and running. So yeah, people are thinking of getting vans back out. I've actually been talking to a few people this week who were thinking of, getting the vans out, and obviously the vans have been sat for longer because some people don't use the vans over winter, so they've sort of coming into the start of the season where they would be getting ready to get the vans out, and then this happened. So it's been sat for a really long time for some people. So they were saying, I've had the question asked me a few times this week. What should I be doing really? One thing I have mentioned to people quite a lot is cleaning your water system, giving the water system a good flush through. I mean, a lot of people say they don't drink out of their system on board, but regardless, unless you've used something to completely drain the system completely, then you're going to have had a bit of water sat in that pipework. The pipework's going to be dirty. Big tip: don't use Milton. Is a big no for touring caravans, motorhomes. What's that? Say Stilton.
Stilton.
Milton.
Don't use Stilton.
Don't use Stilton.
You're basically saying, Lee, then just set your van up, give it a good run through.
Yeah. Set your van up as you would if you were on site. I mean, it's not always possible for people to do when they're in storage because they haven't got electric, etc. But if you can get in your storage yard, if you can set it up, if you've got, your battery full, get some water in the system, get some Pura Clean or Aquasol, run it through the system, leave it in there to soak in for a few hours, get the ends off your taps and clean all the debris out of them, because you'll have all this sediment sat in your pipework, and then you'll flush it through and it'll just clog your taps up because of the filters in the ends of the taps. So that's take those off, take them off, give them a clean out. Your filters, filters might have been sat for quite some time. Maybe change them over and put a new fresh filter on. But that's the main thing I've been saying for prepping would be to clean your water system out, check your pumps working, check your toilet pumps are working. I've come to several of the services I've done over the last few weeks where toilet pumps are seized up. I mean, most of the Thetford ones, you can take them out, just spin the impellers round, press the button, and they'll kick into life again. It's just because they've been sat stationary. But Milton is a big no-no.
It's where people put the smelly stuff in as well, don't they? And it goes all gooey when it's not being used.
Yeah. You should clean your flush tank out. You should flush it out with some water and bicarbonate and flush it all out. Give it a good clean out at the end of the season rather than just leave it. Some people leave it completely empty, but there's still that pink sediment in there. Others will leave toilet flush in there over winter. But yeah, check those things over. Check your pumps are working, lighting. Like I said, the big one is the taps. Like I say, the Milton. I hear so many people and I see so many bottles of Milton in a van. Milton actually states on the bottle not to use on metallic objects. And people say, well, I've used it for years. Well, maybe you've been lucky, but now you've got a boiler in your van that's going to cost you upwards of £2,000 to replace, and that stuff will corrode it. So, don't use it.
Couple of questions there, Shane.
Yeah, I'll just start from this one. So, book my caravan in for a service with Lee on Monday. Down to this show from Jeff.
You're doing all right on this show, aren't you, Lee?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. There's one a bit above from, if you would want to pronounce this one again, Jason.
Leolani. I found a small hole in the mastic joining the roof to the cab. Should I be worried or get it filled? And what type of mastic should I use, Lee?
Yeah. I mean, if I see any sort of hole in the jointing strips, you want to put something in it because it may not be at the moment, but chances are it could in the future. I'd certainly be looking to put something in it. Decasil's a good one. Decasil MS2 is one we use quite a lot of. Make sure it's dry, drop a bit in, and just make sure it's well sealed back up.
Great video, Jason, on installing a solar panel. What sealant did you use? James Devane. I think he's left me a comment on YouTube. I was going to find out tomorrow when I went into work exactly what we do use. I can't remember what it is. So I just ordered it from the company. Lee, what sealant would Lee recommend for rails on a 20-year-old or Aldi's? Dale.
If you're taking them off, you want to use some Sikaflex on it. If you're just going to over seal it, then you want a high modular sealant, something that's got the flex and doesn't shrink quite so much. It all depends whether you want to overseal that or if you're actually going to take it off and reseal it. I mean, if you're taking it off and resealing it, you've got to be so careful because they are only aluminium rails and they do bend quite easily.
Lee, can you just wire a tow bar into lights on rear of motorhome, or do they need a relay, Rusfin?
No idea. I don't get involved with anything to do with tow bars or the vehicle side of things. That's something that I've told you that we need to get Adam on here for those sorts of questions.
We do, yeah. The Beckwiths, Lee, do the tap ends twist off or just pull?
Again, depends on the tap. Some of them unscrew. If you look on the end of the tap, some of them you'll see like a little flat on either side. And if you can just unscrew those and there'll be a little pull out bit of like a strainer. Some of the Reich ones pull off, some don't come off at all. So yeah, it all depends on the tap you've got.
Dirty Trucker Bob got a good vid on cleaning the water system.
I like this one.
Lee looks knackered tonight, guys. What have you been up to, Lee, today?
Right, I'll tell you why. We've got a new puppy, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I've realised what having children was like all over again.
Well, it didn't keep you away, does it?
To be fair, the last couple of days have been really good, but it's weekend. I've had a busy week and he's been up early every morning. But yeah, he did stop in bed till I think 7:10 this morning, which is the best we've done with him.
In your bed?
He must have known it was Sunday.
Where are you off to next week, mate?
I'm Telford in the morning, back to the workshop all day Tuesday. I'm in Whitchurch all day Wednesday. I'm Whitchurch area Thursday. I'm back at the workshop Friday. I'm back over to Wem on Friday afternoon. But I won't be stopping in at yours on Friday afternoon because it's Job and Jack Friday.
A what?
Job and Jack Friday.
What's Job and Jack?
I won't have to. What you do most days, you go into work, spend 5 minutes there, and then go home.
You know it's not true.
He's bringing extra people in now, so he has to do even less.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're still busy then? Still well booked up? Yeah.
I've got plenty coming in. So, and like I said, I've got now everything's looking at starting off again. The phone's starting to ring off the hook again, which at the minute it's trying to keep up with because when you're working, it's hard to try and keep answering the phone as well. So, yeah, good tip is if you're ringing me, leave me a message because if people don't leave me a message, I don't call back because normally someone just wanting just want a quick tip. So, yeah, you spend half your day speaking to people for just little bits, really. So,
Gary Squire used the Floras. The Flora's a great product.
Yeah, in the flush tank. Yeah. A lot of people use that in the flush tank.
Okay. Right, do you want to go watch your football?
You're all right for a few minutes. It's still not bad.
Oh, no, we've got American tonight. It's soccer.
It's soccer. Mate, tonight.
Soccer.
Do you know what, Lee? Shane, we're just a couple of small motorhome dealers. Small. Earning a living, matey. We started this YouTube in Larkoff because it's a new way now. Social medias is the new way. You've either got to jump on it. You're starting to see this more and more now, aren't you, Lee? Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I mean, even I've set a Twitter account up for the business this week, which I'm still in the process of trying to get. It's one of those things. I've got the account live, but I just need to find some time to get on there to do some stuff with it.
It's getting in the habit of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very much so. Yeah, I mean, it's easy. Whilst lockdown was on, to be putting things on my business page on Facebook and things like that.
It is getting harder.
Full chat, and I mean, I'm now this time of year is normally quite busy anyway, but sort of between Whit Week and school summer holidays tends to just ease off a little bit. But obviously now with the backlog of stuff from what is the busiest time of year. It's
It's like this, Lee, though. Like, say, it's amazing what you can do with a computer. And like, say, with YouTube, and we watch all these YouTubers and everything else. And I've watched this guy in America, Grand Adventures, Marc, and I think it's every Englishman's dream to go and do what this man does. And like, we ask him, can you give me on? And he's here. He's here. It's amazing. Oh, let's bring Marc on from Grand Adventures.
Isn't technology wonderful?
Depressors, where are you?
I am right outside of probably the nearest town that might be recognizable is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm in far eastern Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains, right on the North Carolina border.
Have you got a football on?
Soccer.
That's soccer.
Okay, anybody who doesn't know Marc, it's Grand Adventures YouTube channel. Just go and watch the videos, these stunning videos. And I think, Marc, every UK person who's into the motorhoming and caravanning you're excited about this, Shane, because you love this, don't you? The American way of RVing and everything else.
Yeah, I've done a couple of trips and I do love it. I love America generally. I try to get over it every year if I can. So,
and I've had some wonderful trips to the UK over the years. So it goes both ways, guys.
How often are you on the road, Marc?
We're on the road for about 3 to 6 months a year. We're not full timers. I consider ourselves long timers.
Right.
So we keep a sticks and bricks house in Utah. Ski season is much too important to me to give that up, and ski season in an RV really isn't my idea of a good time. So we keep a home in Utah. We hit the road as soon as ski season ends in May, and we generally stay out until close to when ski season resumes in November.
What's your day job, matey?
I do litigated liability claims for an insurance company. So I have the luxury of being able to work on the road anywhere I have internet service. Right now, we usually boondock, which over here is an RV.
What is this boondocking?
Yeah,
I haven't got a bloody clue. What is boondocking? Tell me.
Happy to explain. Boondocking, people in other parts of the world, or actually even here in the U.S. outside of the RV world, would call that dispersed camping. So instead of being in a campground, or I think you guys call them camping pitches over there, yeah. For us, it's just finding a spot on public land, publicly owned land, and setting down for up to 14 days and calling that your own private homestead for 14 days. So oftentimes when we're camping, I mean, we don't have a neighbor literally within miles of where we are, which is our kind of camping. Now on this trip, because we headed back east, there's not a heck of a lot of public land available. So we're finding ourselves in campgrounds as we are right now. But as I was getting into, I mean, as long as we have internet service, we're good. And right now I'm even on cellular simply because the Wi-Fi in this campground is really not dependable. So I just stream from a phone and use that for internet service.
Can we get some comments up, Shane? Marc's making a lot of friends here, matey. A lot of friends. I don't know if you can see these comments.
Yeah, I think at this point, goodbye, Lee. Enjoy your football.
Hey.
Yeah, I think that was soccer.
Can we get some of these comments? I don't know if Marc can see these, but he's getting a lot of friends here, matey. Martin Sills. Hi, Marc.
Hey, Martin and Lee and Laurie. Nice to meet you. Happy to have you here. If anybody's interested in the channel, it is youtube.com/grandadventure. Or just search YouTube for Grand Adventure and you'll find us.
Shane, can we just show some pictures of up and where this man goes?
Thank you, Dirty Trucker. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we start at the top.
Where's that Marc?
That's Forsyth Reservoir, which is in south central Utah. beautiful little boondocking spot right on the lake. We were the only ones there. And watching the sun go down over the lake. It was beautiful. Good fishing, too, if you're into that sort of thing.
Ooh, I like that.
That was
That
good
was
fishing.
one of my favorite spots ever. That is right outside of Sun Valley, Idaho, up in the Sawtooth National Recreation Area of South Central Idaho. That's right out in front of the house.
Wow,
that's
what a
our
view.
driveway getting ready to head out on this particular summer trip.
Those hills are
What
greener.
a pet.
I know. Those
Yep.
hills are greener. The greener than I thought they would be in Utah.
It doesn't last long, I can assure you. It turns brown awful quick.
Yeah, I bet.
That's springtime. That is Wild Horse Butte, which is down in central Utah's San Rafael Swell, which is a desert area in south central Utah. We were along with some friends on that trip. That's why you see the two of us together there.
Wow.
That looks incredible.
That is on Padre Island National Seashore outside of Corpus Christi, Texas. That's about a 65-mile stretch of beach. There are no roads.
Wow.
It's not developed in any way, shape, or form. So you just drive down the beach until you see a spot you want to pull over and camp.
Incredible.
Mark, how did all this YouTubing start?
Well, it's kind of a convoluted story, but we participate in a mountain bike festival, or at least we did for many, many years, down in central Utah, again in the San Rafael Swell, near where you saw that desert photo a moment ago. And we had bought the camper that spring. We had just bought a drone and said, kind of like to film this for the bike club and help to promote this event and just give the video to the folks who run the bike festival. And needed a place to put it online. None of my other accounts seemed like the right place to put it. So it ended up forming Grand Adventure for what we call RV-centric outdoor adventure travel. Now here we are 2.5 years later with 40,000 subscribers, over 2 million video views. Life's pretty good. It's been a wild ride.
Brilliant. Mike Hampton, great to see you, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. Good to see you too.
Bob Earnshaw would love to get over to the West Coast.
West Coast has a lot of nice camping. The thing, if you are into boondocking, you run into the same problem that you run into east of the Rockies. Right along the coast itself, there's not a lot of public land available for boondocking, and you find yourself in campgrounds. We actually organized the channel via playlists, and you'll find playlists available by state. So if you're looking for information or content for Washington State, Oregon, or the Northern California coastline, you can just go to those states and find our video content that we've shot out along the Pacific coast of the U.S.
It's like a travel log, isn't it?
It is. It is. We occasionally mix in a gear review or a product review or something of that nature. We do run an Amazon shop. That's one of our revenue streams to help support the travel and help support the channel. The one thing that makes our Amazon shop unique is the fact that everything that we list in there, we use ourselves every day and recommend, rather than just flooding it with 15 different generators. We put in what we use. And so people, they've come to trust what we put in there. Where was I going with that? Wow. I'm getting old.
Gary Brown, good evening, gentlemen. Good friend of ours. Gary toured America twice and 2 RVs, Mark.
And I believe he actually brought one of the RVs back with him as well.
Wow.
Yeah, he imported it in. Loved it that much.
Actually, the company I work for full-time, one of the insurance products we write is for foreigners, mostly Europeans, who come over here and RV, either bring their own or rent an RV, and it provides liability coverage and coverage for them while they're driving around the States. It's one of our more common products.
Lisa and Phil, we love America. Beautiful countryside. Visited a lot.
Thank you very much, Lisa and Phil. And again, we've had some wonderful trips to the UK over the years. It's been a while. It's time for us to get back, actually.
Have you done any motorhoming in the UK then, Mark?
I have not. My trips to the UK were limited to the London area, and then also on a European trip where we flew into London, flew back from Zurich. So we ended up taking the train. That trip was actually pre-tunnel. So we ended up taking the train down to the hovercraft and took the hovercraft across to Calais and continued on.
The Beckwith, the only motorhome I ever drove was an RV in California, Nevada.
How ironic is that?
Bob Earnshaw, Subdue Mark will catch up with your channel.
Bob, sincerely appreciate that. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you very much.
Claire, good evening. I'm green with envy at the moment listening to Mark. We all are.
The funny thing is you get a lot of people who ask, how do you do what you do? How do you make your money? How do you survive on the road full time before you retire? And quite frankly, it's a matter of figuring out how to make it work. You can make it work. Anybody can make it work. It's just a matter of figuring it out and lining up all the pieces. And when things fall into place, make it happen.
Definitely. Mike Hampton would recommend the Grand Adventures weekly YouTube cast. It is awesome. That's why we've got him on, folks. It is awesome.
Folks, thank you very much. We premiere new episodes every Wednesday evening. Now, that's evening East Coast U.S. time, so you folks are all counting sheep at that point. But you can catch up with it when you wake up Thursday morning, every Thursday morning. And I mean every Thursday morning, you will find an episode sitting there waiting for you.
Thursday morning, wake up to some of them views. So, Jeff Foster, hi, Mark. Definitely subscribing. Awesome photos. Of course,
you're very kind, Jeff. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Ian Ree followed Grand Adventures from nearly the start. Stunning locations, great information and tips.
Glad to hear it, Ian. That's terrific. Thank you very much. We love our viewers. I defy anybody to find a comment on any of our videos that we haven't responded to personally. We love connecting with our viewers. Chances are we're gonna have some who are gonna come out and meet us while we're here. We love making friends on the road. So thank you very much.
Mark, I know you obviously are on the videos and everything else, but you do keep saying there, we. Who is the team, matey?
The teammate is somebody who you will be very hard pressed to see on camera. It's like playing Where's Waldo. And that's my wife, Patricia. Patricia is vehement about her online privacy. So she doesn't want to appear in front of the camera. Wow. Occasionally I get scolded for when I do catch her in a shot. I'll survive that every now and then. It just proves that neither one of us has killed the other one yet, living in 250 square feet and both of us working in there. I got to count our dog Zoe in there as well. Zoe's our Labrador Retriever. Zoe's my hiking buddy, my swimming buddy, my everything buddy. And occasionally if I go out, sometimes, we'll get back in September to Utah. Patricia will stay in Utah for a bit and I'll head back out for another month or two. Then it's just Zoe and me. And she makes a great traveling companion.
What a life she has.
She does. And that, talk about, the expression of dog's life. She's got a dog's life. She really does.
Available.
And to be honest with you, that's one reason we prefer boondocking is, I'm in a campground right now. She was right behind me. Yeah, there she is. She's on a leash. You can see the zip line kind of tether I've got set up here for her. And, when we're boondocking, I just throw open the trailer door in the morning and say, hey, let me know when you want to come back in. And because it's not like she's going to bother anybody. There's nobody around for miles.
What do you do? Do you just throw a dart into the map?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm kind of a map geek. And so I'll pour over maps and look at terrain features. Ooh, there's some thunder. We may get a storm out here. I'll look at various topographic features and find stuff that looks interesting and then check land use maps, look to see who the land manager is, whether it's BLM, whether it's National Forest, whether it's some other entity. And then I get out the Google satellite imagery and start looking around for places where I can pull off the road and call home. And here is the rain. Okay, I'm going to back this show up a second. If you'll bear with me a moment, I'm going to get under the awning with this PC.
No problem, Mark. I think, Shane, it's what everybody inspires to want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's just so many different types of RV trips you can do over there, and because everything's so big and open, it's just so easy. There's no messing around. You just drive onto the campsite and just drive into your slot, and then just drive out the other end.
The country's that vast, though, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Oh, it's huge.
I'm working on it, boys. Almost.
You're all right. You never thought we'd be doing this, though, would you, Shane?
No. No, not at all.
Crazy. Yeah, you've done a bit of RVing in America, haven't you?
Yeah, I did. The main RV trip I did from New Jersey across to Vegas.
Wow, that's
that was
impressive, Shane.
Don't worry, Mark's probably done it about 4 times.
You know, I got to tell you, this year is the first year that we have, except for South Dakota, the first year that we have really gone east of the Rockies. And that's that whole preference for boondocking thing. That's one thing that's kept us in the West up for the past couple of years. But this year we decided, you know, we're going to strike out and do it. Patricia is from Quebec, Canada. So we were going to go back and see her family. That was the original plan. But then when they closed the U.S.-Canadian border due to COVID, and a number of the states even along the border were pretty much shut down due to COVID, we decided, all right, we'll still head east, but we'll head southeast instead. So that's what we did.
Nice comment. Oh, how has the virus affected you guys across the pond?
That was a timely question. Thanks, Life Beyond Bricks. It varies. Differently than I believe it's been for you guys in the UK. Here, the decisions are made very much on a state-by-state level.
Yeah.
Perfect example. South Dakota never had a closure order. Restaurants never closed. A lot of things never closed. Obviously, New York is a completely different issue. That's our biggest hotbed of the virus. There, everything was locked down. And there are other places that are kind of in between scenarios, and things are slowly opening back up. It hasn't affected us because when we planned this summer's travels, we deliberately scheduled ourselves from state to state to state to state where things were more on an open basis. So we avoided the problems in doing that.
You've got plenty of space to avoid the problems, though, Mark, haven't you? Here's a nice comment. Homie at large. Mark inspired us to full-time RV. Thank you, Mark.
Yes, we got a chance to meet Homie at large when we were down in Arizona this past spring. Ed and his wife Ann are just absolutely wonderful people. I encourage folks to check out their YouTube channel as well. Ed takes a very cinematic approach to his filming style. I love his work, and we just happened to be chatting with one another online for a couple of months, and I just randomly bumped into them while they were walking their dog in Arizona. So, small world story.
Homie at large, get in touch. We can get you on and get your perspective of American RVing.
That'd be a great idea.
Gary Brown, does Mark know Brian Adventure Man?
Do not. Know the name, but we haven't met and haven't really communicated, but I am familiar with him.
Trevor Dawkins just subscribed. Looking forward to watching.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it.
Star Taylor, considering touring the US, Canada in an RV for my 50th, can you recommend best states?
That's kind of like asking, tell me what your favorite candy is. That's a tricky question. You know, everything is wonderful, you know, but beaches are different from mountains, are different from desert. It kind of all depends on what you're looking for. I honestly do have a preference for RV travel out west due to the wide open spaces, less congestion, fewer people. So my favorites tend to be Utah, Colorado, Arizona, Idaho, Montana, Nevada. But, you know, to each his own. It all depends on what you're looking for.
Claire Williams. Hi, Mark. I have a friend who lives in Austin, Texas. Is this somewhere you have been? Where is the one place you would love to visit in America?
Yeah, Austin's a great town, Claire. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're into music or food. It's a wonderful place to visit. And right outside of Austin is what they call the Texas Hill Country, which is very unusual for Texas because it's got hills. Most of Texas is flatter than flat. And in the hill country, there are some beautiful lakes and some great places to camp right along there. Highly recommend the Austin area. The one place I would love to visit, Yosemite has escaped me my entire life. We were heading there in 2018, and then the Ferguson wildfire broke out, filled the valley with smoke, shut everything down, and we never made it yet. So we will get there, but haven't been there yet.
Gary Squire. Mark, do you get any problems with wild animals?
We've had one, actually, ironically, I don't know if you want to bring it up again, Shane, but that photo that was along the little stream in Arizona, while we were camped there, I had a bear that decided that's the spot. I had a bear that decided that the gas can for my generator looked like a good snack, and managed to puncture a few holes in that thing and drain the entire gas can. Had to go get a new gas can. Honestly, that's the only experience we've ever had. We tend to be really, really careful when we're in bear country to avoid leaving out anything that could possibly a bear would interpret as the smell of food. And countless times heard coyotes howling all around camp, but they generally, it's not like I own a Pekingese. I own a Labrador Retriever, so they tend to stay away rather than think of Zoe as a snack. Really, can't really say that we've had any issues. The only time I've ever seen a rattlesnake, I wasn't camping. No problems.
Give us a disaster, Mark. You must have had a disaster.
Which one?
Oh.
How about the one 2 weeks ago? I had a wheel bearing fail in South Dakota. And by the time we realized that the wheel bearing had failed, unfortunately, we had destroyed the spindle on the axle. So the entire axle had to be replaced in South Dakota.
Wow.
That was north of $1 that was a little expensive. But these things happen. They are all part of the grand adventure. And, you're driving a mechanical device. Things will fail. And let's face it, I don't care what brand you buy. You're going to have these kinds of issues. Things happen. And, we take really good care of our wheel bearings. I just had them serviced in October, but that didn't keep me from having a bearing failure. That's the most recent. I've had others. I've had other wheel bearing failures. Part of the problem is we tend to pull this trailer into places that a lot of people would never think of driving a Jeep. We beat the living crap out of this thing. So, it's only a tool. You can fix it. You can replace it. And we use it like we want to use it. And don't worry about it.
Dirty Trucker, how many slides on the RV?
Dirty Trucker, this was actually a pretty cool model. We're in a 2016 Evo T2050, which is a 26-foot trailer, but we have two slides that oppose each other in the main living space. That's obviously the patio side slide. That's the kitchen. So the fridge, the range, and some counter space are in that slide. On the other side, we have the dinette slide. So it actually goes to 15 feet wide, which is really sweet for a small trailer. It feels like we have an enormous amount of space in there. There's a little island kitchen sink. So if the dog's laying on one side of the island, you go around the other side. We really don't feel cramped in there at all.
He's also asking, what do you use for your main power when you're out in a nowhere land?
Mostly solar. We have a small solar array compared to a lot of people. We have a 200-watt solar array. And we use that by and large. When we're in the West, there's so little cloud cover in the summer that, we've gone a week or 10 days without ever even touching the generator. But we do have a generator for a backup power supply in case we do run a string of rainy days or something of that nature. But for the most part, we live off solar.
Marc, do you do a bit of fly fishing? River looks great.
I have fly fished once in the past 40 years. My grandfather was a huge outdoors person and taught me everything I ever needed to know about fly fishing when I was 8, 10, 12 years old, and I promptly forgot everything in adulthood. I was out on a guided fly fishing expedition about a year ago and picked up a few of the skills again. I need to get another fly rod.
You could eat your tea then, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hi, Marc. Do you have to carry anything for protection while traveling so remotely? That's a good question.
It is a very good question and with a full answer. We never used to. Shane, I'm sorry, I got you with a mouthful of water there.
No, that's right.
If you want to pull up that beach photo again, while we were down at Padre Island National Seashore last October, we found ourselves in close proximity to a really, 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 really random event. There was an ex-con on the run from a couple of no bail warrants and was looking to disappear into Mexico. And he ended up basically murdering an RV couple that were about mile and a half from where we are in this photo. The suspect, was about 300 yards from where we are in this photo, and we even stopped to talk to him. That situation hit a little too close to home. Now, I don't want folks to get some misconception that camping in the U.S. is dangerous. It's not. This could have happened at our house. This could have happened if we were staying in a hotel. This guy was on the run from the law, wanted to disappear into Mexico, and he had a really crappy travel trailer that he was pulling around and wanted to upgrade his living situation before he got across the border. However, that did give us reason to reconsider our protection options. We do carry now. We have not in the past. I don't feel that I need it for any particular reason. It's just good to have.
It's something that is not associated in England, but that's a scary little story there, Marc.
It rattled our nerves a bit, you know. I mean, we had gotten over to New Mexico when the story broke, and we instantly realized that we had talked to the suspect, that we had actually filmed the victim's trailer, and we had all this footage. So we, approached the sheriff's department and said, hey, take our footage, have it. If you want to try and establish a timeline here, that'll help you because everything's date stamped. But it is such a random thing. It's not something that happens. Shane, you can back me up on this. I mean, it's just not something that happens. It's a bit like
it's a bit like over here. There was a guy just went into the park down in Reading and just stabbed 3 people for the sake of it. It's anywhere.
Exactly. And this couple just had the tremendous misfortune of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to go out to everybody in Reading, actually.
Us as well. Us to you as well.
Why? There's some crazy things going on, Marc, isn't there?
It's a strange world right now in many, many ways.
Yeah.
But, you roll with the punches and you deal with it.
Yeah.
I had 2 donkeys jump inside my RV and eat my peanuts. I could well imagine it, Gary.
Speaking of
so
strange,
what did you carry for protection from the donkeys?
His wallet. The Beckwiths, Marc just subscribed. Yeah, getting some fans tonight, Marc, from the other side of the pond.
I am thrilled. Thank you, Beckwiths. I appreciate that. Patricia and I both appreciate that.
Claire Williams, hi again, Marc. Just wanted to ask is it easy enough to hire motorhomes in the States? So if you come off the plane, can you just hire and go on your travels, or do you recommend a pre-booking?
I would definitely reserve, but there are several large companies, nationwide companies, that offer RV rentals, primarily motorhome rentals in the United States. Those include Cruise America, El Monte RV. You also find that there are online marketplaces for people who will rent you theirs individually. You can also rent travel trailers if you'd rather go that route. But I guess you guys call them caravans over there. But I would probably make my arrangements beforehand. I don't think I'd be getting off the plane going, okay, now it's time to find a motorhome. I don't know that I'd do that.
I know when we did reserve because they were booking up very fast. I think we tried the two that you mentioned, Cruise America and Apollo and everything like that. And I think Road Bear RV were the only one that had something left. And that was about 9 months ahead.
Yeah.
Right in June, for a June booking in the summer.
And especially in today's, coronavirus era, where people don't want to get on an airplane, but are maybe starting to think, hey, I'm going to California with the family. Why don't we all hop in a motorhome and, be the Griswolds on National Lampoon's Vacation? You probably are seeing greater than normal demand, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. There's a lot of beautiful places wherever you live in this world, and we forget about it. We really do.
Jason, that is so true. You can pick what many people think is the most homely location on the planet, and you could still find beauty if you're willing to look hard enough for it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Dirty Trucker, Shane and Jason, where don't UK and Europe use sliders on these motorhomes, on their motorhomes? That's a good question.
It's a good question. I mean, personally, I'd love to do it that way because it just gives you so much more space inside.
Just a quickie, Mark. Yours. What's the weight on it?
The dry weight is around 5,400 pounds. And with cargo, the gross vehicle weight is about 7,400.
There's your answer, Shane. Most of our motorhomes are normally 3,500 kilograms.
Yeah, it definitely adds a lot of weight, especially in my case, the dual opposing slides. I mean, that's 1,000 pounds right there.
Yeah. It's like the RV market in England. It bottomed out a while ago. We just haven't got the roads, Mark, for RVs or anything like that. We have the small roads.
Driving an RV over there would scare the living daylights out of me. And I'm used to, narrow mountain roads, but gosh, it's so darn tight. Yeah. I'm finding that even here in Tennessee, simply because it's an older part of the United States where you have these little cow paths that eventually got paved over and became a road. And it's unnerving at times when you've got something that's 8 feet wide and dragging a tighter corner than your tow vehicle. Gets a little unnerving.
Anything else, Shay?
This is an interesting one from Mark Hill. How does driving license issues differ from what you can drive over here? Obviously, with you driving that, Mark, you've got no issues at all, have you, license-wise? I guess when you pass your car test, you're good to go from there.
And that even applies over here to a 45-foot motorhome. You're driving a converted bus. You don't need a commercial driver's license over here for that. You are able to get by with your regular car driver's license.
Do you think that's right?
So I'm just.
Do you think that's right, though?
Well, I mean, there may be one or two states that I'm unaware of.
No, what I mean by that, Mark, you've just passed your test and you can get into a big vehicle like that.
I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. Hey, I'm not saying everything we do makes sense. A lot of things, in fact, I dare say probably the majority of the things we do over here don't make sense. But
they changed the rule for us on weights, didn't they, Shane?
Yeah, so the weight of your caravan with everything in it, that is what we can drive.
Okay.
That's the total weight. So I'm going to give you a good example here now. I don't know whether my friend Gavy's watching. So my friend Gavy's from the UK, same age as me. He's got the same, standard license. And this is what he's just bought.
Yep.
Which I think is 45 foot long. And over there, he's got no issues with his driving license driving that at all. And he's going to do a similar sort of thing to you, Mark, and just go across working from the van. And what a way to do it.
Yep, that's exactly how it works over here. So you guys need like a commercial driver's license or something like that for for a rig like that?
We can
so
drive.
Need to take different levels of test.
What was the date with the driving license? Was it 97, Shane?
1st of January 97, yes.
Yeah. So if you pass your test before 97, you can drive up to 5 ton, isn't it?
3.5 ton.
No, that's after 97, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, no, 7.5 ton.
7.5 ton. If you pass your test after 97, you can only drive to 3.5 ton. Then you have to take a C1 test to be able to drive more.
That, I got to say, that makes a lot more sense than what we do.
So, but you have got the roads for it, though.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
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 So. And especially in the western half of the United States, I mean, things are wide open. We have a few, Utah is a perfect example. Our rural highway speed is 80 miles an hour. Forget what that is in kilometers per hour. About what? 130, I think.
We work in miles per hour, Mark.
What's that?
We work in miles per hour, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we even have a few stretches that are the speed limit 85.
Yeah, ours is 70. National speed limit is 70.
Okay.
So
that's more common here back east.
Yeah, I think Texas was one of the first places with the 85 limit, I believe.
I believe you're correct.
Mark Hill. 200 extra subs tonight, Mark. Good luck and all the very best.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mark, I've thoroughly enjoyed your presence, matey.
It's been a thrill. I can't thank you guys enough for inviting me on. It's been truly my honor. And you guys do a fantastic job with this show. You really do. This is like having a weekly TV show to tune in about all things caravans and motorhomes. Very, very cool.
Shane knows how excited I've been all week. I thought, he better be on. He better be on. Don't let us down. Don't let us down. And even...
Hence the message I got about 5 minutes to the hour.
Yes. And he even did it so cool. You popped up in the lobby with about 2 minutes to go.
I was out hiking this morning here in the Smoky Mountains, out visiting a beautiful waterfall. And I'm looking at my watch, going, okay, I got time to go another half mile, and get back in time. So thank you very much, guys. It's really been a thrill.
Oh, Mark, hey, it's been absolutely brilliant, mate. Hopefully in the future to get you back on again. But I really, do you know what I mean? The guy's got 40,000 subscribers, and it was not an issue. Yeah, I'll come on. What do you think, Shane? You know what I mean?
No, but really appreciate it, Mark. I've really enjoyed tonight. I really have.
Massive.
Likewise, gentlemen. It's truly been my honor. Thank you very much.
I hope we've converted some British viewers as well over to it, Mark.
I hope so. We'd love to see you, folks.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks, Mark. Bye. Bye.
Oh, I love that, mate.
I think that was my favourite one. I've got to admit.
Oh, we've never had so many questions and everything. Oh, that was brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. We've run out of time, mate.
We have,
I think we'll go in the lobby now and have a party with Mark. Because we got Dan drunk, didn't we, after? I don't know if anybody knows, but when the show finishes, basically we have a lobby below, and then where we can have a chat. And how many gins did Mark have last week? Dan, sorry.
A lot.
So,
saying he wasn't going to.
I know. A few people. Jeff Foster, thanks, Mark. Lad Beyond Bricks, thanks, Mark. Great chat. Bob Earnshaw, thanks, Mark. Caravan Shorts, thanks, Mark. Leah Laurie, thanks, Mark. And another sub. He's done well tonight. He deserves it as well. Mark Hill, best guest we've had in 9 weeks. Do you know what? I'm just going to leave it to that, mate. Shall we go?
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, all.